Hello, good morning everyone. Myself Shivam, and today is our 13th lecture of studying basic of Python. Today we will cover about what is file in Python, what are the different type of file path, how we can access the file path, how we can give a name to the files. In previous videos we have covered the topics of object oriented programming, what is encapsulation, what is inheritance, and what are abstraction, what are the method of abstraction of a class and abstraction of a method. So in this video we will cover about the basics of the file. So if you have not watched my previous lectures, you can watch them also. There we have also got many coding questions. So without wasting our time, let us start from the first slide. It is saying that, as I have highlighted, a file is a collection of data stored externally on a storage medium. Means in the file the data is stored externally, such as hard drive, SSD or other storage devices. Means like our pen drives, SSD and many other storage device in which the data is stored externally. Unlike data in RAM, RAM means random access memory, file remains stored even after computer is turned off. What is the meaning of this line? Unlike data in RAM means RAM is a thing in the computer, so the data is stored in the RAM is temporary, it is not permanent. Means when you shut down the computer, the data will be erased, but when you store the data externally in CD, DVD, SSD, so data will be stored permanent, it will not be erased even after you shut down the computer. But on the other hand, in the RAM, data is temporary, means when you shut down the computer, the data will be erased. Next is, every file has two key attributes. First is file name, the name given to the file. Second is file path, the location of the file on the storage device. So as the name suggests, let the name you will give to the file, like you also have your unique name. Next is the path, where the file will be stored, like in USDC, USB or hard drive or pen drive, like that. So here next is, we will discuss in detail about file name. So a file name typically consists of two parts separated by a dot. For example, sample1.txt. So it will have two parts, one before the dot, second after the dot. Name, the name of the file sample1 in sample1.txt, means this sample1 is the name of the file. Next is extension, indicate the type of file. txt in sample1.txt, which tell the operating system how to handle the file. Means before the dot, means before this dot, the name of the file will came, like if you want to give the file name sample1 or any other name, so you can give your name to the file before the dot. But after the dot, you have to tell the computer at which type of file is this, it is text, binary or which type. So here it is given txt, means in this file there is text. So this txt is the extension which indicate the type of the file. The file extension help identify the default program that open the file. For example, .txt file can be opened with Notepad on any other text editor, means in which we can read the text. .c file are opened with the C compiler, means .c file are of C programming code, which can be opened only in the C compiler. Next is .exe file are executable and run directly by the operating system, means for this we did not need any other source. In this the computer will directly run that file. There are no fixed limits on the length of the file extension, means the length can be of any size of the file. However, if no associated program is available to handle a particular extension, the file cannot be opened or read. It means that if there is no program or there is no extension, the file cannot be read or opened, as there is no built-in validation for whether a specified extension actually matches the file content. So you need to always specify the type of the file clearly, and should write it after the dot, and you should give the proper name to the file so that there is no problem in opening and reading of that file. Next is file path. Here the file path is the complete address that specifies where the file is stored, like in your laptop where that file is stored. This is known as the file path. It is a sequence of direction leading to the file. Like if you want to go to your friend house, so you need direction, or there is a path to go to your friend's house, so you follow that path to reach to your friend house. Same as a to open that file, there is a path from which we can go. Like here it is given one example. Example is absolute path. C colon backslash user backslash r3 backslash means this file path. The path can be relative to the current directory, which is the default directory. This file is as first there is a C file, like here, then user, then r3, then code tantra, then python, then this sample1.txt. So this is known as the file path, means the sequence of direction from where we can open the file is known as file path. So next is file open statement. How we can open the file statement in the Python. In Python, file operation take place in the following order. First we will open the file, as without open we cannot do anything. So next is we will read the file, or we can write or perform operation on the file. Next is then we will close the file. Other operation that can also be performed on the file is we can rename the file, like we can change the name of the file, we can delete the file. Next topic is create and open a file in Python. So how we can create a file and how we can open that file, we will read this. Before you perform any operation on file like reading, writing or printing its content, you must first open the file. So it is the basic knowledge that before doing anything, so we must open the file. So to open a file, we must use the built-in function open, which is most commonly used with the two argument file name and mode. So from here you just need to know that the function which we used to open a file is this open function, then the round brackets, and here we use two arguments, file name and the mode, which type of file is this. The open function return a file object, means it will open a file object, also known as file handle, which allow you to perform various operation on the files. Means after you open, you can perform various operation on the file. So what is the syntax of this file open? So the syntax for this is file object, this is an variable, is equal to open, means this function, and inside this we will pass two argument, file name means the name of the file, comma the mode means we want to read it, we want to write it, or we want to do any other operation. Here it is the first argument and is a string representing the name of the file or the location the file which we want to access, and it should be including along with this extension. So it is simply that file name should be with the proper syntax how we want to open the file, and we can perform different operation on a file. Next is what is mode. It is the second argument, means this mode is the second argument, as I have highlighted here, that specify the type of operation to be performed on a file, means the operation which we want to perform on a file. It is optional and default to read only, means if we did not give any, so it will just pass the read operation, means only we can read, or if we give any operation, so we can perform any operation, which allow us to retrieve text data from the file after reading it. Example: f is equal to open sample1.txt, w, means we want to open this sample1.txt file, and this w means write, means we want to write inside this sample1.txt file. It will try to open a new file with the name sample1.txt in write mode in the current directory. As I have said you that it will open the file sample1.txt in the writing mode. Next are binary file versus the text file. What are the difference between binary file and the text file? As discussed earlier, the mode is the syntax of open function will tell the type of operation to be performed on a file. The following mode are for opening. First is reading or writing text file only, means we want to read or write the text file. So what are the mode function? First is small r. It means read mode is used only to read the data from the file. Next is small w, means write mode is used to write data into the file or modify it, and we will create a new file if the same does not exist. Remember that this mode can overwrite the data present in the file, means if you simply write r in the mode, so it will just read. If you will write w, it will overwrite the data. If you want, it can rewrite the data. It will create the file if it does not exist. Next is a, small a. Small a append mode is used to append the data into a file. Remember that the data will be appended at the end of the file pointer. If the file does not exist, it will create a new file, means if you write a in the mode, then it will append the data in the last of the file. But if the file does not exist, it will create a new file and then append the data. This append function is same as you read in the list, like list1 dot append list2. Next is small x. It is used to open a file for exclusive creation. If the file already exists, the operation will fail, means it will only work when the file does not exist already, and it will use to open a file for exclusive creation, means some extraordinary work. Next is r plus. R plus means read or write mode, used to read and write the data for the same file, means if you want to read and write the data, you can use the r plus mode, or you just need to read the data, you can write the r mode. Then is a plus. A plus is used for append or read mode. So just learn these, that which type of mode is used to perform which operation. A plus is used for append or read mode, r plus is used for read or write mode, and a is used for just append, w is used for just writing. Next is while using binary file, we use the same model with the letter b at the end, so that Python interpreter can understand that we are interacting with the binary file. What does it mean? That if we want a simple text file, then we use the following mode for opening the file, like rw. But when we are working with the binary file, we just write b after the end of all this mode, like rbwb, so that the interpreter of the Python can understand that these are the binary file, or we are working on the binary files. Rest all the things will be same, like wb open, rb read, ab append only, rb plus means this will read and write. So we just need to write b, so that the Python interpreter can understand that these are the binary file. Next is let's check your understanding on the above topic. Open mode x means, so what does x means? X is used for the exclusive creation. So this is MCQ type question, means this can be asked in the MCQ type question, that why is x used, why is a used, why is r used. Next is different file operation. What are the different file operation? First is file operation, the operation that can be performed on an open file. First is read. read size byte from the file, means it will read the size of the file in the form of the bytes. If size is not specified, read the entire file. Means first is our variable, here it is example. First is our variable file, then is equal to open example.txt, and it is open in the write mode. So next is file.write. This file.write hello n world and python, means this hello, then \n means in the next line. So we have studied this in the first or second lecture, that \n means in the next line, means file one dot. Do not get confused. Whenever we will write this w means we want to write, so we are writing file, means this dot write, we want to write this in our file, then file dot close. The open syntax is this, and if we want to close our file, we will write file dot close. Next is file is equal to open, means then we again want to open this file, but this time we want to open it in read mode, so we will write comma r. So content, next we will make another variable, content is equal to file dot read, means now we want to read the file, and the till we want to read till the 5th line we want to read our file. Next we will the thing which we have read, we will print that things. So then we will make another variable content all, and will pass file dot read, means now we want to read our all file, and then we want to print our all file, then we will write file dot close. So the output for this will be hello world python. These are written in another line because we have used \n. So here we want to read our whole file and then print. So in our file they are this, so this will first read and then will be printed. First we have written something inside our file, so we have to open this in our w mode or the write mode, then we have read this, so we have opened this in read mode, and then we have print our text which is present in our file. Next is tell. It will return the current position of the file cursor, means the cursor is at which position it will return dash. So here is one example, file is equal to open, so the name of the file comma in the read mode, so it will print file dot tell, means it will return the cursor position. So when you will write file dot read 6, means you have to read till the 6th line, then you will write print file dot tell, and then you will close. So the first print file dot tell will return the cursor position 0, because we does not start our reading. But when you have written file dot read 6, means you have to read till the 6th position, then again you have written print file dot tell, means again you have to tell, so it will return 6 because the cursor position is now 6. So this is the tell method, that here it is also return the current position of the file cursor. So maybe you now clearly know the difference between the read tell. These are the two methods. Next we will again learn more methods. So the next method is seek method. In the seek method, it will move the file cursor to the specified position, means the position you will specify, it will move the cursor to that position. So we will see by one example, like first is file is equal to open, we will open this file in the read mode. Next is file dot seek 6, means move the cursor to the 6th line, then we will print file dot read till the 5, then we will close the file, then it will print only the world, and here the file contain hello world and the python. So this is the function, this is the function of the seek method. It will move the file cursor to the specified position value, means now the specified position value is 6, so it will move the cursor to the 6th position. So Next is read line. Read reads the next line from the file written and empty string if the end of the file is reached. Means when you will use the method read line, it will read the next line automatically, and if you have reached the end of the file, means you have reached the end, it will return an empty string. So now again we will see it by one example. Here it is file, we have opened the file, we have applied the method file dot read line, then we will print this line 1 variable dot strip, then again we will read the line, then we will print line 2, and then we will close. Just remember one thing, that if you open the file, you should also have to close that file also. In between you can perform the number of methods or the number of operations on that file, but at last you should close the file for the safety, so that your file should not misbehave or should not have misunderstanding in correction of the data. So this will print hello world, means it will read the first line, then it will automatically read the second line. So this is the function. So the next operation is a write operation. Write operation, as we have read that it will append the string to the end of the line, means when you want to add any data, it will go to end of that file. Means file is equal to open example.txt comma a, means now we want to use append method, so we will write file dot write new line added, then we will close our file. Means in append method we can append anything, but it will go to the last of the file. So when you again read it, the file example.txt in read mode, and then you print the file, it will give us output like hello world python new line added, means this new line will be added at the last of the file. So this is the function of the write function, and when you want to write, you should use append or the w method. In the read mode you can not write anything. Next is close the file and free up system resources, means it will close the file. So how we can close the file? File is equal to open example.txt, we will open it in read mode, and we will just simply close. So it will tell the file is closed and cannot be read or written until reopened, means until we reopen this file we cannot make any changes in the file, as we have closed this file. So here it is a tip: instead of manually opening and closing file, you can use with open as file content, means one method is this to open the file, and one method is this to open the file. It is saying that this method is uh, much better, because it will automatically close the file after the block. Means in this you need to externally close your file, but with this method you it will automatically close your current file. So next is we have to fill in the missing code with the command in the comment line. First comment is open the file for reading purpose. So we will open the file text data.txt comma read, then open the file for write, means now we want to open the file for the write purpose, but this time we want to open a new file. So we write fw.open new file.txt in write mode. Next is read the file and copy it to the new file. So we will read this fr file fr.read, and then we will copy it to new file, means fw.write file 1, means this file 1 will be written in the fw file which is stored in the file 2 variable. Next is we have to close the files, so fr.close fw.close. So now we have closed the file. Next is we have to open the new file as read and write both mode, so we will use r plus mode. Fr open file dot txt r plus. Next is we have to read and print the file first 12 character. So fr1 means with this new file dot read up to 12 characters. Then we will print this file. Then we have to print the cursor position also. So if we want to tell the cursor position exact, we will use tell method. So we use cursor is equal to fr1 dot tell, means this tell method will return the cursor position. Then we will print the cursor. Next is write some text of 20 character at the end, means we want to write or append. So we will write print f1 dot write. We did not use a method because here we can read and write both. So we will write this is a new text. Then we will change our cursor position at 12. So we will write fr1 means this file name dot seek at 12 character. So we will print our cursor position. Next is read and print the next character at cursor position 1. So we will read fr1 dot read 1 means it will read the next character, and it will print this next star means this next character. So next it is saying that move the position the cursor at 15th character. So we'll write fr1 dot seek 15. Then we will print this new cursor position. Then we have to read and print 10 character from this position, means from the 15th position we have to read and print the 10 character. So we will write new char is equal to fr1 dot read 10, and then we will print this. So you here this is long question, I know, but this is very simple question. We just read the comment and do whatever said in the comment. If you want to return the cursor position, you have to use the tell method, but if you want to change the cursor position, you will use the seek method. If you want read and write mode, so you will use r plus, and if you want to append, you will use a method, a mode. Then we will print this new char. Then it is saying that read always read the entire file respectively of the cursor position and changes the cursor position to the end. So we just need to read the whole file and just close our file. Here we have closed the file because we have manually opened this file. If we open the file with this method, we does not need to close our file. Next is print each line of a file in the reverse order. So this program said that we have one file, but this time we want to print our file from the backward or the reverse position. For this we have to write a program to print each line of a file in the reverse order. So first we have to take a input. For the input, a string representing the file from the user. So we will see how we can. So first we will take a input from the user. File is equal to input, enter the file name, means the file name will be here. Then is open the file in read mode only. fin means this file will open this file in only read mode. R, then data fin dot read lines means it will read all the lines in this file. So if we want to print in reverse order, how we can print it? That here it is iterate over the line and print them in reverse order. For lines in data means like we have studied in lecture 3 or 4th, for x in x, for x in y, like that in the loop. So for lines in data means for line in this data, print line. This is the slicing part and this is negative slicing, so it will print from the negative index or the reverse, and then we will close our file. So this same we have studied in the loop function, and this is from the loop chapter, and this is for the reverse slicing of the list. So how reverse slicing work? We use negative indexing, then it will print it from the back side. So this is the question. First we have to take the input from the user, the file name, then we will open the file in the read mode, then we will read the file, then we will print it from the reverse order. For this we have used these two line. For line in data, for instead of line you can give any variable, because this is a variable, then we will close our file. Next is exception and overview. So what are exception in Python? Exception is an event which occur to disrupt the flow of the given program. Means it will change the flow of the given program. There is exception handling. How we can handle this exception is known as exception handling. It is a vital feature of managing program error. Means we can manage our error. It handle error gracefully. It is implementing using try except block. The syntax is first we will use try, then this colon, then we will give the code that will give the exception, then we will again write except, then write exception type. Means there are the type of exception like division by 0, and there are many more. Then the code to handle that except. So what it is saying that when an exception occur, first the code in try block execute, means this block will execute. If there is no error, then the except block, means this is same as if else. If there is exception, if there is no exception, so this will not be work, and if there is exception, this except block will be executed. So if there is error, the control shift to except block for handling. So this is same as if else. Like in this, if condition is true, it will work. If condition is false, then the else condition will work. So exception handling is in Python. It is a great feature. What are exception that are that occur to change our flow of program or disrupt the flow of program. What is exception handling? To handle that exception is known as exceptional handling. So for this we use try except block. We will first try. If there is an error, then it will move to the except block. So next there are some MCQs. There are 4 lines. We will read them line by line and we will see which one of them is true and which one of them is. First line says that exception is an event which occur to disrupt the flow of the given program. Yes, it is correct that exception is an event which occur to disrupt, as we have read this in this line. Exception is the event. So this is correct line. Next is exception handling is a rich feature provided by the Python language. It is also correct that Python provide exception handling feature, which is a very great feature. It is also true. Next it is saying that Python handle exception by using the try catch block. No, it is not true, because Python handle the exception by using try and except block, not try catch block. So it is false statement. Next line, if the code execute without any error, the except block is skipped and control goes to the statement after the except block. Yes, it is also true line that if there is no error, then this except block will be skipped and the statement flow will be goes back to statement. So only this third statement is false, which is saying that Python handle exception by using try catch block. If there is written try except block, then it will be true, but here it is written try catch block, so it is false. So you can see the answers also. Only the third line is false. Next is types of exception and base exception. Means what are the type of exceptions? Like I have said that zero division error exception, so we will read about that. In Python, exceptions are organized in a hierarchy where they inherit from the base exception class. This class is the root of a exception class. So this is like try, we have given some code, then exception IO error, handle IO error and its subclasses. Means the error which inside it occur, it will handle that also. So here it is, Python provide a set of built-in exception that are derived from the base exception class. In an except block, handling a specific exception means you handle all exceptions derived from that. Means if there is error that occur through a simple code, and through that code there are many more error. So if you handle that error, then all the derived error from that code will also be handled. So here the IO error handle car manage exception raised in the try blocks if they are subclasses of IO error. Means if there are subclasses of IO error, then it will handle them also. Next is key base classes for other exception. First is base exception. The base class of all exception not typically used for the user defined exception. So these are some type of error. So here we will have to select again. Here it is written that all exceptions should be instance of the derived class of the base exception. Yes, it is true that all the exceptions should be instance of the derived class. Next is in the except block, if the exception is handled, it means it can also handle all the exception type that will derive from the exception class. Yes, it is also true that if it can handle one exception, so it can also handle the exception occurred through its subclasses. Next it is saying that base exception is generally used to derive user defined exception. No, it is false, because the base exception no typically used for user defined exception. So it is the false statement. Next it is saying that a built-in exception are derived from the exception class. Yes, it is true that a built-in exception are derived from the exception classes. So it is a true statement. So next is a simple try except block example. Here what it is saying that given two integer num1 and num2, if the try block perform division operation on num1 and num2, if the division is successful and does not raise any exception, so we have to print the result of the division. Like num1 is 4, num2 is 2, so it will successfully print, so it will give the result. But if the division by the 0 occur, means that is 0 division error, print error division by 0 is not allowed. Means if the num2 is 0, so we have to print this message. If the user enter non-integer value, so we should print the message invalid input, please enter valid integer. So we will solve this. First, in try block we will take two input from the user, num1 num2. Then we will perform the division operation, print num1. If this num1 and num2 are correct, so it will simply print. But if these are not, then we will write except 0 division error. So if the one of the number is 0, it will print 0 division error is not allowed. Next error is except value error. Means if there is a value error in this, so it will print this message. These are the built-in exceptions. These have predefined meaning in the Python. So if the try block works successfully, so this will be ignored. But if there is error in this try block, it will go to except block, same as if else condition. Next is there is also nested try block and exception. Means inside one block there is another block also. Nesting is the placing of one exception handling with another, means nested if else also, so same as nesting try block. So there is an example, you can check this, given an incomplete program. So practice more and more try block, because these are very important in Python. Next are syntax error. An error in programming is generally a bug in the code introduced by the developer. Means error is introduced by the developer which is developing the program. There are generally three type of error: syntax error, logical error, and runtime error. To correct these, exception handling are used. So let us understand about syntax error. These errors are mistakes that happen when there is incorrect format. Means when we have written the incorrect syntax, so this will go under the syntax error. These programs are not executed as the compiler of the programming raises error that need to be corrected. Common syntax mistakes are: we missing a required keyword, we miss the symbol, we have written the wrong spelling, or we have not given the proper indentation. So there are 4 lines. Just tell which one is the correct. First one is saying that an error is generally a bug in the program caused by the developer. Yes, it is true. Next is saying that there are generally 3 types of error. Yes, it is also true. 3 types: syntax, logical, and runtime. Next it is saying that syntax error are mistake that happen in the program if they are written do not use correct format of language. Yes, it is true, because if there is no misspelling or wrong indentation, it will give syntax error. Next it is saying that syntax error more difficult to correct. No, syntax error are not most difficult to be corrected. So this statement is wrong, as you can see the answer. So here we have covered one topic. So in the next video lecture we will cover another topic. So till then you can watch this video. If you did not understand any topic, you can watch my Python series. Thank you and have a nice day.